This one is college freshman looking for an internship. I'm a freshman aerospace engineering major at U of SC. I'm guessing that's University of South Carolina. I am trying to get involved as much as I can with anything I can't get my hands on. So I've started to think about maybe getting an internship. Sweet, good for you. So that gives me a few questions some of you may be able to answer. One, what is the likelihood that I could get some sort of internship at some sort of engineering company in Charlotte? Two, doesn't necessarily need to be aerospace, but that would be awesome. Two, what kind of task would I be doing in an internship since I have very little experience aside from high school engineering classes? By the time summer comes around, I will have taken Calc 1, Calc 2 physics, Intro to Aerospace, Intro to CAD. I believe it's Creo, that's what I took, but I'm also somewhat experienced with Inventor. 3, would an internship for someone like me be paid minimum wage? My most important goals are to learn and build a resume, but I do need money since I am a broke college student. Could relate with that. 4, what are some other ways I can build my resume if this doesn't work out? Part-time job at an airport, anything relate. Thanks for the help and would love to hear what people have to say. So, first question, likelihood that you get some sort of internship at some sort of engineering company. It really depends on whether or not you have, in my opinion, if you have any personal connections to the industry. So, were you in any programs in high school that where you did drafting or anything like that? That there were different companies that your high school had a program with that you can maybe be able to reach out to. I don't know if you're any kind of the social circles that you're in or your family members are in. Anybody that would hire a CAD intern to help out with CAD for something like that, or just an engineering intern. It's really hard. Like you have a realistic understanding that it's really hard to get an internship whenever you've only finished your freshman year because you really haven't done that much engineering coursework yet. So it really kind of depends on what kind of networking you can do on your own. I wouldn't waste any time at all, really, at applying for any of the online portals for big companies. I would just invest time in local connections that you have because you're going to get immediately filtered out. And this is not anything against you, but you're going to get immediately filtered out from all of the bigger competitive internship programs. So what kind of task would you be doing? It really kind of depends on the particular internship. I worked in a motor controls shop and I did a bunch of stuff with my hands and I did some stuff in CAD, all these different little projects. And then I did an internship with my current employer and it was something completely different. And some of the stuff is more theoretical, like it was in my second internship, and some of it's really hands-on. It kind of just really depends on the structure of the internship and what kind of role you end up in. Would it be paid minimum wage? I wouldn't say so. If it's a legitimate internship with a legit company, then it definitely won't be paid minimum wage. And if it's even if it's working for like a smaller company, most of those companies, unless they're like really small or they don't have any program at all. No, I would say even as at your level, you're worth, I don't know, $15, $20, like whatever. I mean, the local grocery stores where I live are paying more than minimum wage. So you're at least worth that. So I'd say the $15-$20 an hour range is kind of what I was targeting whenever I was finishing my freshman year. But I don't know. We've had a lot of inflation since then anyways. So I don't know. And then last question, what are some other ways you can build your resume if it doesn't work out? I think you said part-time airport job. That's kind of the right direction. I would look and say, are there any local aerospace companies around and maybe they have a maintenance tech or something like position where you don't need any job experience or work experience to go work there? Or, you mentioned, you're not tied to tied to aerospace engineering internships. And I think that's a good mindset to have, any kind of internship experience, having any kind of internship experience or working experience where you're working around engineers under your belt. And you can kind of talk about what you learned from working with and talking and interacting with engineers in the professional setting and other interviews will set you up well for whenever you're really trying to get that aerospace engineering internship the summer after your sophomore year and the summer after your junior year, and then you're applying for jobs. So, look at any kind of job where you can kind of interface with engineers. Also look into like local contractors that maybe have a machine shop or a part shop, or where you can kind of work in the back and you're physically building things that maybe the engineers are designing in the space. Anything where you're kind of Again, think about what you're doing in Creo. You're building parts and stuff like that digitally. Well, anything where you can kind of physically apply the things that you're learning in your engineering classes, or you will learn in your engineering classes, will make you a better engineer. And on top of that, just having the work experience in general makes you more attractive to potential future internship employers. So that's I think you're thinking all the right things. You're kind of much more advanced than I was at that stage. So kudos to you. You're ahead of the game, and you're thinking about the right things here. So I wish you the best of luck in landing an internship, or hopefully getting some kind of applied work experience. Anything you can where you're somewhat technical. Anything beyond working the local summer job at the water park, or working in retail, or working as a server. Anything you can do that's just a little bit closer to engineering will set you up and put you a little bit ahead of other people that also won't be having internships because they just finished their freshman year of engineering. So, yeah, wish you the best of luck.
I'm not complaining. My thoughts get complicated. I cannot explain the lameness. Never losing focus because I ain't chasing payments. Still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries. Thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify. They put me on the station.